Venice city officials hit another wall in their attempts to bring the airport into compliance with Federal Aviation Administration standards. SNN Local News 6 reporter Mia McCormick joins us live from the newsroom with an update on the latest communication from the FAA. Mia, what's the latest?
Venice Municipal Airport has a reference code of C11. That dictates the approach speed and the wingspan allowed for airplanes that are using the facility. In December, city officials asked the FAA to downgrade that reference code. Venice city officials' latest request to downgrade the airport's reference code was shot down by the Federal Aviation Administration.
And we had hoped by downgrading the airport, it would more accurately reflect the operations that are going on there.
The city spent several $100,000 on new technology for research to obtain the downgrade and to update the information for their airport master plan. The downgrade would have substantially cut costs and bring the airport into compliance on some outstanding issues they've had with the FAA. In a letter dated January 8th, the FAA cited two major reasons why Venice Airport must continue to keep its current C11 standards. A downgrade could cause potential impacts to users, including airport tenants whose livelihoods depend on servicing C11 aircraft, and because the city requested and received a federal grant in 2006 based on its current classification.
Most critically, though, is that they have left the door open for us to present them some alternatives. So we will have a discussion with the City Council on the 28th of January and try to determine where we go from there.
Those compromises could help avoid the costly process of bringing Venice Airport in compliance with C11 standards. City Manager Turner feels confident this 3-year airport saga will come to an end over the next several months. City Manager Turner says they are working with a consulting firm on ways to come up with some compromises that the FAA will approve of. That will begin in the January 28th public meeting. Lauren?
Mia, you mentioned that the process of coming up to compliance is costly, but the research can also be expensive too.
That's correct. Usually the FAA requires every 5 years for airports to update their master plan, and in the last 5 years the FAA paid for that update, but the city decided to take it on this year and spend the money, several $100,000 to make that upgrade, because they felt that the FAA's last diagnosis of the airport wasn't really correct with what the operations were.